I'm going to show you how to cook a fantastic Chinese recipe. Now, seeing as it's coming up to the Chinese New Year, I think a lot of people go out and buy Chinese food either from takeaways, ready-made in shops, and I think it's quite lazy because it's really very simple to make. What I'm making today is a beef and black bean sauce. I've got the pan heating up there, so just slice your onions nice and thin. I've already sliced some peppers, and we're just going to add in a little bit of vegetable oil. In that goes, and you really want that nice high smoking temperature. So start off with your onions and your peppers. I'm also going to peel some ginger, so just take the ends off it and just using a small spoon, run that around the outside to peel it. Now obviously because that temperature is so hot, you want to make sure those ingredients move around constantly. Ginger really is lovely and aromatic, really strong smell coming off that. The reason why we're using a spoon is because all the goodness in the ginger is just underneath the skin, so we don't want to lose any of that, which you would do by using a knife. So, peeled, I'm going to chop them down the middle. And we really want that nice sort of bite that you get for ginger. So just nice thin slices. As thin as you can get them. And just take your time if you're using the knife. And in those go. So again, constantly moving it around. Really strong aromatic smell coming off that already. Now last aromatic ingredient to go in is garlic. So just give it a whack with your hands. And that should peel off nice and easily. And again, we're just going to dice it really nice and thin. No need to go for a really little small peculiar dice, just little thin slices like that. And in that goes. Now the whole idea of this recipe is just to show you how quick Chinese cooking can be. It doesn't take long at all. It's really quick to prepare, but people just associate it with going out and buying it in the shops, which is totally wrong. So the beef, I'm using strip loin today. I just bought a couple of strip loin steaks, sliced it up. Again, slice it nice and thin because that's going to enable you to cook it very, very fast, which is what we're aiming for. And we're just going to marinate that with a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of rice wine vinegar. If you don't have rice wine vinegar, just substitute it for like a white wine vinegar, but you should find it in most shops. And a little bit of sugar, just to sweeten it up. So in that goes. And straight away, we're just going to pop them in. Now it's important at this stage, we're going to try and brown that meat. Just keep it moving constantly. Because we're using the sirloin's a really nice tender cut of meat. We're just going to cook it very, very fast. It won't take long to cook at all. In that goes. Now the most important part of black beans are obviously the black beans. You can either go out and buy them whole, and if you bought them whole in a tin or in a jar, you dice them into a really small dice and put them in. I've actually found pureed black beans in the shop already. It's not black bean sauce in a packet, it's pureed, pure black beans. So that's going to save you even more time. So as soon as this meat, we're just going to turn it up to the highest possible temperature. As soon as it's sealed off. Now at this stage, we're going to add in the black beans. That's literally just a puree, so you could just as easily do that yourself with black beans in a RoboCoupe, in a food blender, a little bit of water, puree it up. At this stage, I'm also going to add in my chicken stock. And just make sure that's mixed around, and we're going to simmer that for about 7 or 8 minutes until it starts to thicken up ever so slightly before we add the corn flour. So you can see that coming up to the simmer now. That's the beauty of it. It's so quick. One last little thing that we're going to do is just the corn flour in with a little bit of water to make it into a paste. You should always add water to corn flour when you're adding it to something like this. If not, you'd get little lumpy pieces in your sauce, which is the worst thing in the world. So in that goes. and immediately stir it up. And you'll see that'll just bring the sauce together perfectly. At this stage, you can literally turn your heat off because there's enough heat in there to cook that corn flour. So you can see that's literally taken 10 or 12 minutes to cook. It tastes 100 times better than anything you're ever going to get out of a takeaway or out of a sauce in a packet. So just a little bit of rice. You could serve this up with noodles as well. On that goes. The meat's lovely and tender because we haven't overcooked it. Some vegetables, you can add any mixture of vegetables in there. You could put some greens in there, maybe some little bamboo shoots, but I'm just keeping it really simple for the moment. On it goes. A lovely, simple, delicious beef with black bean sauce.